Hello, my name's Brian, and I'm going to read a book now that is a book that I love reading with my daughter, and we read it before her bedtime. And this one's called Sofia Valdez Future Prez. Do you know it? We love it. Sofia was a baby who got things done, helping her family before she turned 1. And there she is there. That's her with her uncle, and they're watering plants together. And her uncle's called Abuelo. She and Abuelo went out every week to help elderly friends around Blue River Creek, who couldn't get out and about on their own and with no place to gather were stuck home alone. And there they are there. They're taking shopping to all the people in their houses who can't go to the shops on their own. Raking the leaves, taking pets for a walk, or just dropping by for a treat and a talk. Sofia Valdez did as much as she could for her family and friends and her whole neighbourhood. A dreamer, a doer, a real-life go-getter. Most people like good, but Sofia liked better. Look how many dogs she's taken for a walk. Oh my goodness! Each morning, Abuelo walked Sophie to class. They walked home again along Blue River Pass, making plans, munching cookies, Abuelo and girl. Except for that Tuesday when Pup saw the squirrel. With a howl, Pup took off, racing all through the town, over, under, beneath and around. Sophia scrambled to try to keep up with the hollering man and the bellowing Pup. Up the squirrel ran to the top of a hill made of leftover junk for the local landfill. They reached the tip-top of that mountain of trash, which jiggled and broke with an ear-splitting crash. Uh-oh. The dogs chased the squirrel right up to the mountain of rubbish, and now it's running off the top. And look at Uncle Abuelo chasing after it. Down they all tumbled and hit with a thud on a mouldy old pumpkin surrounded by mud. Ouch! Cried Abuelo. He struggled to stand. A dangerous mess, he said, grasping her hand. Oh, look, he's hurt his foot. I've had to take the shoe off to take a look there. The next day, Sofia walked to school solo, but it wasn't the same without her Abuelo. This is not right, declared young Sofia, who glared at Mount Trashmore and got an idea. There's Mount Trashmore, all that rubbish. The very next morning at dawn, she planted a sign at the front of a lawn. She stood back and smiled, and Pup gave a bark. And she's put a sign up that says, "Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Let's build a new park." So she wants to get rid of all the rubbish and build a park there instead. That sounds amazing. Each of her neighbours had something to say about benches and fountains and places to play, meeting spots, gardens, a basket for bees, a rubber duck pond and a kiosk for cheese. She drew every thought on her map of the park, which was perfectly perfect by a quarter till dark. There they all are, coming up with ideas for the new park. She drifted to sleep in her soft, cosy bed. Then, BAM! She woke up when a thought smacked her head. Her heart skipped a beat as she realised each one of her neighbours had said, "Let me know when it's done." They all thought Sofia could build it alone, but how could one girl do so much on her own? The weight of that thought made her tender heart ache as night thunder growled and she lay wide awake. Then dawn brought a storm and the gloomy sky wept, and the heart-sick Sofia finally slept. Abuelo baked cookies when Sophie got up. He gave her a bag full and sneaked one to Pup. He blinked back a tear as he hugged his Sofia. "For courage," he whispered. "Te amo, ma vida." Sofia's knees wobbled. She felt weak inside. She looked at his ankle and quite nearly cried. Look at his ankle now. got big bandages on it. Though she didn't feel brave or courageous at all, Sofia Valdez went to face City Hall. Oh my goodness, look where she's going now. She's going to tell people about her idea for the park. The mayor's office sent her to room 401, the Blue River Creek Department of Fun, which sent her downstairs to room 302, the Office of Duck Ponds and Cool Things to Do, to the Office of Monkeys, the Department of Cheese, the Division of Fountains and Meetings and Bees, then down to the basement, so musty and cramped, where all the town's papers were sorted and stamped. And that's where the clerk said what no one else did. "You can't build a new park. You're only a kid." The words smacked Sofia deep down in her heart. Her plan was kiboshed before it could start. "I think," said Sofia, "I think that law's wrong." But her second grade voice didn't sound very strong. The clerk said, "Clearly it cannot be done." "Do you have any questions?" Sofia said. "One. If you were me, and if I was you, and he was your uncle, what would you do?" Well," said the clerk. Then she said nothing at all. She thought and she thought. Then she sent out a call to every employee throughout City Hall. The entire government of Blue River Creek crammed into the office to hear Sophie speak. But her words jumbled up and her cheeks turned bright red. There she is. She's getting really shy, isn't she? Because they're all looking at her now. As a dozen emotions rushed into her head, her heart beat so loudly she thought it would crack. The crowd leaned in closer. Sofia leaned back. Then her arm brushed the edge of the old cookie sack. And that was the moment when Sofia first knew being brave means doing the thing you must do, though your heart cracks with fear, though you're just in grade 2. She took a deep breath, looked the mayor in the eye, and though her knees wobbles, she held her head high. Sofia started talking. She spelled out her plan and why it all mattered and how it began. And once she got rolling, she had lots to say about meeting spots, monkeys, and places to play, and other ideas for things they could do to help the town elders and other folks too. She had thoughts on the library, thoughts on the zoo. Look at all the different drawings she's shown them what there could be. And perhaps a way to combine the two. And... "All right," cried the mayor. "Go start a petition. If the town wants a new park, we'll form a commission." So out they go. Look, she's got the helpers, doesn't she? There's the woman, the clerk from the mayor's office. There's Abuelo, and they've all built signs. And this one says, "Let's build a park." This says, "A park for everyone." This says, "Sign the petition, please." So they're trying to get everyone to support the park. And so young Sofia got right to work with some help from her family and pup and the clerk. And now look at everyone with all their signs. Now they're getting more and more support from Sofia's friends and all the adults in the neighbourhood to build a new park. Then others joined in, not all but a few, like Miss Leela Greer and the kids in grade 2. So that's their teacher there as well. She's helping. There were hearings and surveys and taxes to figure, then bulldozers, cranes and a blue digger. They all built that park. That's how it got done, with the hard work of, by and for everyone. But it began with the dream of just one person, just one, who laced up her shoes and then led the way to help Blue River Creek get a new place to play. Now, every evening till long after dark, the town comes together at Citizens Park. There they all are. They all hold this truth to be self-evident, that Sofia Valdez could grow up to be president. Until then, Sophia, that real-life go-getter, helps Blue River Creek get better and better. The end. That was Sophia Valdez, Future Pres. I hope you enjoyed that book. I really loved reading it for you. Bye.